What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to take some focus away from the 40 plus 20 gallon build I got going on and put some focus on my son's 30-gallon Aqua Japan all-in-one tank. He got this as a Christmas present for this last Christmas, and I pretty much set it up so that it's his first tank, and he got a lot of hand-me-downs to get this tank going, just to see if he was really going to pay attention to it and stick with it. And so far, he's done okay. With COVID and work being the way it is right now, I haven't really had a chance to really kind of get into it with him and really show him the ins and outs of tank maintenance, but he's done a pretty good job. For the most part, he keeps the tank pretty clean. It's pretty clear. He does all the basic maintenance by himself, and I kind of look over his shoulder and make sure he gets it done. But he told me the other day, he's like, "Dad, you know what? I want to step it up and start dressing this tank up a little bit." And since he's, shown some determination and some focus on it, I said, why not? So what we're going to do is give this whole tank a bit of a makeover. The stand I built for him is a quickie. He likes the way it is, but he wants me to put maybe some coverings on it. He definitely needs a shelf and some wire management, as you can see. So we're going to tackle that. We're going to change the lights up a little bit. The Aqua Japan is pretty good, budget-friendly tank. It's a good all-around value. It's kind of, like I said, it's an all-in-one. It's got the basic chambers that you're used to seeing. So it comes with the foam filter, the ceramic media, and then the chamber for you to put in your return pump and heater. All that's been working good, but for the most part, it's time to step it a little bit. So we're gonna change the lighting up a little bit, put some other lights on there that I want to try out, see how it works. And we're gonna go get some more live rock, kind of change it up a little bit, and get some bit more of a structure going on in there. And just do a couple of odds and ends, and like I said, some cable management. So this is going to be the first video of this series dedicated to my son's tank. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some focus on the light. Like I said, it's the light that came with the tank. It's pretty good. It does an okay job. But it's 2-channel, whites and blues, each on their own switch. And there's no ramp up, ramp down. There's no intensity adjustment. It's pretty much what you see is what you get. And like I said, it's done a good job because it's pretty much, well, nothing in here. It's just a fish and some live rock. And he wants to start getting some starter corals and whatnot. So before I do that, I think we're gonna have to definitely step up the light. So we're gonna take this off, and we're gonna try a couple of other lights that I've been purchasing lately for my smaller tanks. I'm using 2 of them right now, the low mini 10 bar 2-channel lights that I've seen in some of the other videos. I'll put a link to those right now. But for the most part, those don't have a ramp up or ramp down, but those do come with a timer, and you can change the intensity of the light channels, and you can kind of play with it a little bit. I've been really happy with those lights for value, 20 bucks. So we're gonna put 2 of those on this tank and see how it looks. Again, the depth of this tank from top to bottom, I think they'll be able to provide enough light for some low light corals and starter corals that he wants to start with. So that's going to be the first thing we're going to do. So all right, so right here, both channels are on the Aqua Japan light bar, the whites and the blues. It provides a pretty good amount of light. I just don't like the fact that it's so bright. It kind of just, I don't know, to me it just doesn't look as natural as appealing as some other tanks that I've seen. So yeah, I'm gonna swap this light out real quick, or just remove it. As you can see, I've got the little mini lights mounted. I'm just gonna do a quick swap, and I'll be right back. You can see the difference. And now these are just the low mini lights. Both channels turned on at about 50%. And I don't have a lens filter on, but I can tell you that visually it just looks more appealing and looks more like a reef tank should, in my opinion. With the movement of the water up top, you get more of a shimmer effect. Some people like it, some people don't. I kind of tend to think that it makes it look a little better. And I can tell you that the fish are more active with this light on. With the other lights on, they kind of come out if you put food in the tank and whatnot, but for the most part, they stay underneath the rock structure or in the corners, because I think the other lights are just a little bit too bright or maybe too close to the water line. So I think it looks 100 times better. My son's definitely happy with it. And again, for for the price that these lights are, I haven't had any issues with them. You know, granted, they don't provide the same amount of functionality as some of the high dollar lights, but again, starter tank. He's a starter in their hobby, and like I said, he can definitely you know, work with these lights and move up from there. But again, he's going to start with low light coral, so I think this is going to be great. I'm going to work on getting a lens filter so you can probably get a better feel for you know, how visually different they are from the previous lights. But I think it should be pretty obvious. The other ones are just way too bright. So next thing we're going to do now is we're going to concentrate on the mess of wiring he has underneath the stand. That's more my fault than his, and we're going to get that squared away right now, so stay tuned. Well, all right, so we got this all wrapped up. We were able to get everything up off the floor, and we ended up zip tying the component wiring in groups, so that if any one of the components should fail, we'd be able to like isolate that string of wire, separate it, replace the component, and then put it all back together. So like the wiring for the light switches are run together, the power supply for the power supply and wiring for the wave makers together, and then the heater and the lights are as one. And it kind of just runs up to the back of the tank into the component. So it should make it pretty easy to maintain or clean or do whatever we got to do. And you know, we'll see if that works out. It's not a, you know, super pro job, but it definitely is a lot better than it was. You know, gets everything up off the floor. You know, we do have dogs, so they haven't come in here to try to chew on the wires, but I wouldn't put it past them. We don't leave them unattended, and now we're kind of starting to let the dogs roam around a little bit more, and I just don't want any accident to happen. We love our pets, and our fish included, our dogs, and we're all one big happy family, so we don't want anybody to get hurt and, you know, cause a fire, whatever. You know, I don't even want to think about it. Yeah, so it's again, nothing too spectacular, but again, get it up off the floor, keep drip loops in mind so that if water should drip off during maintenance, or if you have some sort of leak, God forbid, everything drips down and then falls off the drip loop and onto the floor and not onto the components or the power supplies. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Again, it was just an introduction on the series that, you know, we kind of want to do, which is just giving this tank a little bit of love, and, you know, kind of seeing it progress. Yeah, so we're going to wrap up this video. The next video is going to be us taking a trip out to the local fish stores out in the Inland Empire to pick up some more live rock for this tank and get some pieces of live rock for the 40 plus 20 gallon build I have going on for the mantis shrimp and the mixed reef I'm going to put together. So it should be pretty exciting. We'll take you on a ride and yeah, show you what we got out here in the Inland Empire in California. Inland Empire in California. Man, I didn't slow down. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you guys can, you know, see what's going on with us if and when you want to. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon, guys. Thank you.